Today, we are going to journey back in time, and our guide is the book of Leviticus. We are going to map out an entire sacred year just like it was laid out for the ancient Israelites. How do you mark your year? We all have birthdays and holidays that give our year a rhythm. This ancient text explores one of the most influential rhythms ever put down on paper. It calls these days appointed festivals, which literally means divine appointments. It is a sacred schedule that weaves history, agriculture, and worship into a living rhythm for an entire nation. If this calendar is a piece of music, the most fundamental beat holding it all together is the weekly cycle. It is all built on the foundation of the Sabbath. You have 6 days for all your normal work and then a full stop. The seventh day is completely set apart as a Sabbath of complete rest. This wasn't just a friendly suggestion, it was a mandatory weekly command to pause. It proves that human beings are not just machines built for endless, uninterrupted production. Zooming out, the year kicks off with a tight cluster of 3 major festivals right in the spring. It starts with Passover, immediately followed by the 7-day festival of unleavened bread. The people had to stop all their work and eat only bread made without yeast. It was a tangible, physical reminder of their ancestors' frantic escape from slavery in Egypt. They had to leave so fast there wasn't even time for the bread to rise, reminding them that liberation often requires leaving the comfortable past behind in a hurry. Right after looking back at their history, they immediately turned to the present. The celebration of the first harvest was all about profound gratitude and trust. Before a single person could eat from the new barley harvest, that very first bundle of grain had to be brought as an offering to God. It was a physical way of acknowledging that their survival ultimately depended on a higher source. You build trust by offering the very first fruits of your labor, rather than just giving away the leftovers. After that big burst of activity, the calendar chills out, creating a mathematical buildup to the peak of the harvest. You start counting the day after that first offering for 7 full weeks, or 49 days. On the 50th day, you celebrate. Unlike Passover, this festival specifically called for 2 loaves baked with yeast. It was a symbol of the full, rich bounty of the completed wheat harvest. It was a joyful, mandated day of rest to celebrate the completion of their hard work. Right in the middle of these worship rules, the law drops a radically practical command. When you harvest, do not go all the way to the edges of your fields, and if you drop something, leave it. This shows that true holiness wasn't just about altar rituals, it was about building a generous, just society. The harvest was intentionally inefficient to provide a social safety net for the poor and the foreigners living among them. Now we get to the grand finale, an incredibly intense series of autumn festivals packed into the 7th month. It kicks off with the Festival of Trumpets. The start of this month isn't announced with a quiet notice. It is marked by loud trumpet blasts echoing across the land. It was a literal wake-up call and a pattern interrupt for the entire nation. It signaled a day of rest, but also warned that a crucial time of serious reflection was about to begin. 9 days later, we hit the most serious, intense day of the entire year, the Day of Atonement. Let's be clear, this was not a party. It was a day of absolute self-denial, fasting, and a complete stop to all work. The entire day was dedicated to national purification and getting right with God. It forced the entire community to collectively pause their ambition, fast from their regular consumption, and confront their failures with profound humility.
Just 5 days after that intense solemnity, the mood does a complete 180. For a whole week during the Festival of Shelters, the nation was commanded to move out of their sturdy homes and live in temporary shelters made from branches. It was a physical act of remembrance, forcing them into the outdoors. It was designed to make them actually feel their ancestors' vulnerability in the wilderness, giving joyful thanks for God's provision. When you look at this entire year, it is a powerful system of remembrance. It is a tool designed to ensure the community never forgets its story. By tying their worship directly to the physical seasons, time itself becomes a teacher. This leaves us with 2 important questions to chew on today. What happens to a community when its annual calendar also serves as its defining storybook? And what are the deliberate, recurring rhythms and divine appointments that actively shape your own family or organization's identity? Take a moment, breath, and let them sink in.